Good morning. So I just want to say thank you to Benny. The first time I ever came here, I was a nervous wreck, and he's started playing his clarinet, and it just calmed me down. And every Sunday morning, it's just such a peaceful beginning to our service. So thank you, Benny. Yay! So my name is Tracy Hallock, and this is my emotional support animal, George. He's, you can see, cheering for the Seahawks today. And I'm here to welcome you to the Center for Spiritual Living in Tacoma, both those here in person and those of you online. We are so glad you are here with us today. Our musicians today are Benny Yangco on the clarinet, and our special musical guest is LaVon Hardison and Eugene Bean on piano, and Pete Beresford on percussion. Yay! Well, we'll get everybody at the end. Our audiovisual team is Erik Perrohe, Ronald Edens, and India Grace. And our practitioners today are Susan Blake on platform, and Mona Williams is holding High Watch or Consciousness virtually. Thanks to our greeters, Justin Arbuthnot and Angelina O'Connor, who met you with a smile as you came in the door, and to Sherry Gilliard and her helper, who are teaching and caring for our children. And also a thank you to Rose Palmer and Taylor Webb, who are with our teen program. And thank you to Tracy Klein for coordinating our coffee service. And our speaker today is Reverend Matthew Brecht. So yay, now we're fun. Yay! Please see your program announcements for important information about all the fantastic things happening here at CSL Tacoma. And for folks joining us online, just visit our website, csltacoma.org, and explore the heading, What We're Up To. Talking about what we're up to, I expect to see a whole lot of you here on December 13th. We're having a holiday bingo. We're going to have cash prizes, a few extra little prizes, some refreshments. It's going to be a great time. So mark that on your calendar. Practitioners will be in the room at the back after service holding a prayer circle. Please join them if you are in need for prayer. And if you're new today and are comfortable raising your hand, please do so that we can say hello and give you a welcome packet. Is anybody here new today? No? Okay. We also invite you to join us after service for refreshments and authentic connections. The Center for Spiritual Living Tacoma is a peaceful, loving, and joyful spiritual community connected through a shared set of values, principles, and practices. We awaken and embody our understanding of our oneness with Source and with all of life. We are committed to individual transformation, healthy relationships, and being a beneficial presence in our community and the planet. Our vision is to create a world that is thriving in harmony. Your presence makes a positive difference, and you are most welcome here. And now it's time for our minister's moment with Reverend Drew Ebersole.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. There are a number of people who are conspicuously absent today because a minister named Abigail Shire is being installed up in Bellingham. And they all went to see her. Now, I'm glad for her, but I'm like, we're going to miss you. There's a whole bustle of people going up there. So wish her well and wish them well as well. That's beautiful. So I'm glad you're here today. All right. There was a farmer who had a dog, and Bingo was his name-o. B-I-N-G-O. One more time. B-I-N-G-O. One more time. B-I-N-G-O. And Bingo was his name-o. All right. December 13th. Tell your friends to come. It's going to be fabulous. There are cash prizes. It's going to be exciting. I heard somewhere that Roger Henderson is going to dance his Lederhosen. It's going to be really fun. So come on down. And this is a good chance to introduce people who we are. We have a specific and unique opportunity for our movement. And that is, when you say CSL, no one knows what it is. When you say Christian, when you say Buddhist, when you say unity, people know what that is a little bit. They don't know what CSL is. So we have to get the word out there about not only who we are and what we do, but what we can be to this community, which is so cool. We need to share that word, and this is a good chance to do that. All right. Something else that's going to be fun that we have coming up. We have a thing called Manifesting Mondays. Sounds very cool, doesn't it? And Susan, one of our amazing practitioners, is going to lead Manifesting Mondays, and she's going to tell you what about, because it starts this Monday night.
Yes, I'm so excited because this manifesting isn't specific to CSL, but the prayer treatment. Anybody heard of a prayer treatment? Right? Everybody use a prayer treatment? Bigger question. So what we wanted to do is set up a group where we're meeting, kind of a support group, kind of a connecting group, kind of its own unique thing, where we're going to learn about spiritual mind treatments. Each week we're going to talk about a specific aspect of it. We're going to practice it. We're going to decrease our fear of it. We're going to learn how to use it to manifest your life exactly the way you want it. Manifest yourself as you want it. Maybe manifest a parking spot. But the bigger things that we're talking about manifesting are the consciousness, the spiritual principles, the way of life, the beings that we are in this world and community. So we want to use it for our best good and the greater good for the world. So come and learn about spiritual mind treatments, get over your fear of using it, and learn how to put it into practice every single day. Mondays at 7 o'clock. I'm going to start it this week, but other practitioners want to be a part of it as well. So we'll have a group of people.
Right here, absolutely. Beautiful. Manifesting Mondays. All right. It's a chance to form connections in the community. That's what we're doing really nicely, is we're forming these connections in the community every possible way we can. Yesterday was the exchange. Can those who help put on the exchange and participate just stand up for a second so we can recognize you? It was so cool. People walked away with all kinds of cool clothing. There's another exchange coming up in February about household goods, which you want to participate in. But there is some really cool clothing still left over downstairs. So if you want, go down there and grab something and take it home. It's a treasure. It's a wonderful chance to grab a treasure. So please go down after service and please do a little free shopping before the holidays. That's all I'm going to say. Thanksgiving potluck. We saw some texts come out. Justin's been good. Everyone's been good about trying to make this happen. So make sure that we have our Thanksgiving potluck team ready for this Thursday. It's fabulous here. They have a lot of fun. So if you want to come, please come and join. This is a family feeling, and we want to connect with you. So that's our Thanksgiving potluck. Our Yes program and Teen program are really moving. So if you have kids or know people that have kids or people that have kids, whatever it is, get them to come on down. Our teens are starting to really develop their own sensibility of their own identity now. We have Taylor and Rose down there with them. And our Yes program is run by Sherry Gilliard. She's beautiful and wonderful in what she does. So all three of them are just expert and excellent. So we want to make this even more available to younger folks as well. Next Gen group. There's some Next Gen people here, which is really cool. Tomorrow night at 6 p.m. on Zoom, we're having a meeting. So I'll send out an invite to all those people that are in our community. That's for folks 15 under. So it's a chance. There's some events coming up they're going to work on doing. Go to the Zoom, maybe having a gingerbread house building party here. So stay tuned for all that, because it's our next generation of leadership and a sense of how to carry this forward. So we love that. Now, Ken Shalik, who's our wonderful board treasurer and amazing creative human being, is going to come up and talk about today. Is a special day. We are launching our pledge campaign. Can I get a yeah for that? Come on. And it's called Abundant Connections. And Ken is going to tell us all about it. He's an amazing man. Thanks, Ken. Appreciate it.
With my pen in my hand. Good morning, all. I'm here to talk to you about the pledge drive for 2026. One of the things about being in this center is about being authentic, and I'm going to let you know just a little bit about, I've been stressing out about this just a little bit, talking about pledge drive. And I was trying to figure out why. And there's two aspects about it. It's interesting because I've been in accounting all my adult life, but I'm the one who looks at the books, looks at the expending, look at the income, make sure everything's going well and everything. But I'm not one who likes to talk about bringing money in, receiving money. And so that makes me a little bit uncomfortable because it feels like I'm asking for something. And I'm like, that's not really what's going on. The other part about it is that this center means a lot to me. It's a place when I was about to retire, I was like, I need another community. And it was like through prayer and other things, and I hadn't been going to church or spiritual center, and unity was my background. It was also New Thought. And it was like, all of a sudden came to me that go to CSL. You know, it was through meditation and stuff, and just said, just try it. And when I came, it was about 3 years ago, there was like 20 to 25 people, and I felt an energy just with the core group that was here at that point in time. And I'm like, there's something going on here. I didn't know exactly what it was, and I said, it just felt like something exciting was going to happen. And so I said, well, okay, let's just do this, and let's just see what happens. And so the following June, we hired Drew as a senior minister, and then the church, the center just, the energy that had been building up, it just kind of exploded. I mean, it was palpable. What you see with Reverend Drew is just a part of who we are. The enthusiasm that you see, it's him. It's not performative. It's the joy, the love, the healing, the listening. It's real. The connections. This year's pledge drive is Abundant Connections, and this is perfect. I saw this a couple of weeks ago, and I went, that's a visual. You know, I mean, what better can you have to have a heart with hands connected to that heart? I'm just like, oh my God, that's this place. The thing that I heard last week was healing through love. That's what we do here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Tacoma. We heal through love. We heal through connections. The abundant connections there's volunteer opportunities. I think about connections through volunteering. That's another way of it. There's classes. You know, I'm in 2 classes right now. I think that kind of beats there's a lot of energy that goes to taking classes here. But it's a way to grow. It's a way to get in touch more with the authenticity of who each of one of us are. So I invite any of you that have not taken classes here to take them. It changes one. And so the feeling I have for this center is like, this is a center that helps people thrive, that helps people grow, that allows people to be authentic, allows people to come exactly as who they are. We don't ask anything from anyone other than to be who they are in the moment. There were weeks that I come here and I'm high as a kite. There are weeks that I come here and I feel burdened and sad and lonely. And people accept me for who I am, and we accept whoever comes to these doors for who they are. That's what makes this center special. And by pledging, it gives us the opportunity to take what we have inside of us and to bless the center with those blessings that we have financially. We know that not everybody has the same opportunity, but what you can give, let it come from the heart. There is also a business side of it, because in order to do what we do, it does take money. You know, it's like we are running a center. The building we own, but there's expenses to keep it up, as we know that the heat has been a little bit suspect lately. And so we have to fix it, you know, and we have the grounds, and to do it, we've done some refreshing this year, and the building's getting older. You know, we're also in a growth phase. We don't know what's going to happen in the next year or so. You know, if we continue growing, we may outgrow this space. You know, and we want to be able to be flexible enough to be able to weave and bob as Spirit leads us as to what's going to happen with the center. You know, we have a budget of around $210,000 to care for this building, to put on the Sunday services, and to pay the staff. What I don't know if you know or not is that both Drew, who is our senior minister, and Leslie, who is our operation coordinator, are in the budget. We pay them at 20 hours per week, so they're half-time. I have actually had some fights with Drew on the thing of making sure that he's taken care of. Because Drew, even though it's 20 weeks, if he's everywhere, you know, and he's even though he has a business on the side, it's like if you need him, he's there. He's not on a clock. It's not like, oh, you know, oh, it's 2 o'clock, I'm done. He's there for us. And you know, we talked about it. It's like, you know, when I ask him, and he says, no, you know, I'm busy, but and what he finally said is, let's go of that. What it does is this work feeds his soul. It's who he is, and he brings it out to the center. For me, personally, I feel like I have a responsibility to give back. You know, I think about pledging is there's an abundance consciousness that goes with it, but it's also like breathing. You know, like you receive. If you just breathe in and you hold it, you don't go very far. I'm not sure how long we'd last if we just tried to breathe in, but we also have to breathe out. I see pledging as a way of doing that too. It's breathing out the blessings that we have and assisting the center and doing the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work that we do, allowing people to heal, to be connected, to love. Because for me, sometimes I'm an introvert and I hold people away, but deep down, what I want more than anything else is to feel that love. To be loved, to feel that love, even though at times I may push it away. And this place gives us an opportunity to do that. So what I'm asking is that each one of you look within your hearts. Think about what this place means to you, and to make a commitment. I think by pledging, you're making a commitment to the center. You're making a commitment to yourself, and you're making a commitment to each other, the community, and the overall world on that. So we have pledge cards in the seat back, and we have some in the back. We're going to be doing the pledge drive for the next 4 to 6 weeks. I don't know if we have an end date, but we will have an end date. And then also, starting I think next week, we're going to have a picture of this, and we're going to have the heart being empty. But as we get the number of pledges, we're going to be, our goal for this 2026 is 100. Right now, this for 2025, we had 68 pledges, but we know that we're going to be able to reach the goal of 100. You know, because it's like, we know, as I said, look in your heart, see what it is that you have in there. And as I said, look at your financial circumstances, what you can give. I'm asking you to maybe make it a little bit uncomfortable. And think about what you've received in there, and then make that decision. So over the next 4 to 6 weeks, as I said, you don't have to do it today. Fill out the pledge card, drop it into the offering basket when you do it, you know, after you've completed it. And we'll be filling up the heart with the number of pledges as we go on. We're also a place about storytelling, so also during the next 4 to 6 weeks, we're going to have some people come up and tell us what the center means to them. and how it may have changed their lives. So I'm going to end with just a little bit of story of what happened just recently to me and how much the connections mean. I had a milestone birthday this year, and my wife has an elderly mom who's 95 that lives in St. Louis, and I wanted to do something really special for this birthday. Well, one of the commitments we made when we moved out here, since her family's in St. Louis, is if anything happened, that she would be available to assist her mom. And so over the last couple of years, she's spent maybe 6 to 9 months in St. Louis. And then in May of this year, they actually said that, they called Laura and said that her mom was actively dying and that she should come back to St. Louis. Well, by some miracle, she didn't pass. She's actually off of hospice now. But Laura spent time there, and then when she came back, she had a lot of paperwork and logistics and things to do in order to make sure that her mom had what she needs. So my birthday kind of went in the wayside, because Laura was doing what she needed to do, and so we didn't get to do anything. Well, me still being human, I kind of whined about it. And so one Sunday, I was counting money in the back with Gloria there, and I was whining about how, man, I really wanted to do something special. We didn't do anything, and I understand, but I still felt that loss or that hole. So about 2 or 3 weeks later, a few years ago, we had moved some chairs to somebody's house in order for this store, and then they said, well, we need to move them out. And so they asked me to come by on a Saturday night at 6 p.m., and I remember thinking, okay, this is kind of silly. At 6 p.m. seems kind of late in order to do this, but, I'm willing to help out. Well, I get there, and Sharon and Gloria meet me at the front, and then Sharon and Linda, it was at Linda Smith's house, and they meet in their front, and Linda goes, oh, my kids were here, and, we need to just get this out. I go back, and I see this happy birthday sign, and I'm thinking, oh, they must have had a birthday party for their grandkids. I turn around, and there's all these people from CSL, and they gave me a surprise birthday party. That's what the people in this center do. We watch out after each other. We're there to connect. We're there if you need something. We're there to celebrate with you. So don't ever feel alone. We're here. And with that, I say thank you.
Whew, okay, that was beautiful. Just to take a second and feel our abundant connections, let's just connect and greet each other and see the genuine people that we are inside. And if you don't want to touch our system, as you wave, and you have to wave. If you want a handshake, you extend one hand. If you want a hug, you have 2 hands. But that way, we get what's comfortable for you. But let's just take a second and feel those abundant connections all around us. Go ahead. Okay, let's come on back. Come on back. Come on back. Come on back. Hang on. Okay, I'm going to do a ceremonial stuff. All right, come back. Come on, everybody. Come on. All right, come back. Earlier, I had the gong mallet, and Ozzy was watching it like I was going to play fetch with him. So just be careful. You see him darting through the aisles because he's fetching the gong stick. Okay. So just take us in and breathe that in. Oh, so good to know we are connected and always unified in everything we do. And this morning, I want to show you, I'm making my pledge and commitment to this community because this is what the world needs right here. We're doing it, and we need to let more people know about it. So your pledge isn't just about us in this building. It's about our whole community, because there are hundreds of people out there today that are feeling alone and isolated, and they don't have to. We just need to let them know we're right here. That's why we commit. So I'm going to make my commitment right here. Ken got his too. We're going to throw them in the basket, and we're going to get this thing rolling. Let's go. Thank you. Okay, in the backs of your chairs are gratitude slips. Fill them out if you get a chance and drop them in the collection plate. We read them every other Sunday or so. So do that and just breathe in for a second. Think about what you're really grateful for this morning. Bring it to heart and mind. Something that just lights you up. And know that you carry that with you always. And that's the energy, like a bow of a ship that cuts the water before you. And that's how we build a grateful world. So now we have some amazing music from our jazz trio, LaVon, Pete, and Eugene. Here we go.
Good morning, everyone. Man, every time I come here, y'all are like, vroom. I'm like, it's like it's 10 o'clock. Are we ready to go 70? It's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Everywhere I am is holy ground, and I walk with God. Everywhere I am is holy ground, and the power and the presence of your spirit makes my path gentle and easy. Gentle, easy. Gentle, easy. Everywhere I am is holy ground, and I live in love. And I live in love. You're the performer too. Everywhere I am is holy ground, and the power and the presence of your spirit makes my path gentle and easy. Now do this part with me. Gentle, easy. Let me say, Oh, yes, now. Oh, everywhere I am is holy ground, and I stand in peace. Everywhere I am is holy ground, and the power and the presence of your spirit makes my path gentle and easy. Are you ready now? And what? It makes it so. Yes, yes, now. I where we want to be. Oh, we want to be. We are so right now where
Bravo and thank you.
So amazing, so beautiful. So we're going to take a little mindful journey. My reading is embedded in the journey. So just feeling that energy that we just felt from the music, from the beautiful voice of LaVon, from the beautiful voices of you, all connecting in spirit. One presence, one mind, one body, one soul. So just taking a moment to notice your physical body right now in space. And journeying within, our body is made out of structures. We think of them as solid structures, our heart, our bones, our muscles, our eyeballs, toenails. But if you keep going internal, inside the bone, inside the muscle, inside the heart, inside the toenail, we see that they're made out of fibers and physical structures. And if you keep going down internal, inside, we see that those are made out of cells. Every single thing in our body is made out of a cell. And if you keep going internal to that cell, you see that everything in that cell is made out of molecules. Little teeny, tiny microscopic physical structures. And even inside of those molecules, if you keep going down within, we get to the atom. Those atoms are made out of protons, neutrons, electrons. So there are tiny, tiny particles that are the basis and foundation of our physical body, but what we really see at that level is space. The space between the structures of the atom is vast at that microscopic level. And so Joe Dispenza says, atoms are mostly empty space. Atoms are energy. Think about this. Everything physical in your life is not solid matter. Rather, it is all fields of energy or frequency patterns of information. All matter is more nothing, which is energy, than something, which is a particle. So if you recognize that energy and space between the particles inside the atom and move back outward into the molecule with space and energy, and the energy and space of the cell, and the energy and space of the body, recognizing that the outer layer of the body is a cellular layer that is energy and space that is open and connected to the energy and space of the air around us. And so we are people, and trees and buildings are the particles of the earth with space between us. And if you keep moving that space outward into the universe, our planet and stars and sun and the moon and everything in space are the particles of the universe with space between them. That space is the same. We are all connected as one. And so with this awareness, I am so grateful for today being in space with you all, connected as one. We are going to hear a beautiful message about connection and gratitude. And I know it is good. And I know that each person is here for exactly the right reason, to connect and listen and hear and grow. And so with gratitude, I release this prayer and awareness into the law that is already responding and giving back And so it is.
Your forehead to relax as we prepare to hear a message from Reverend Michael. Reflections of one infinite mind and the power for good in the knowledge of the truth, connected in this circle of light, where the spark of the soul meets the wisdom of the stars. God is in through all around us. God is in through all around us. God is in through all around us. One universal mind. Reflections of one infinite mind and the power for good in the knowledge of the truth. Awakened eyes see heaven on earth in the stillness within. We are guided by the light. God is in through all around us. God is in through all around us. God is in through all around us. One universal mind.
That is sacred. Thank you very much, all of our musicians, for bringing that today. You know, this is a time for us to really remember what unites us, and we're about to hear from Reverend Matthew, to know that we're all one, and this is Abundant Grateful Connections. Matthew is a wonderful minister, man. He works with the earth, he works with people, he works from the heart, and that's how we're really all interconnected, is through everything. As Susan said so beautifully in the meditation, feeling that connection, feeling that sense of love is beautiful. So let's hear from Reverend Matthew about our grateful, abundant, prolific connections. Thank you.
Well, good morning. So nice to be here. Thank you for having me today. Thank you for your music. Thank you for your music. Thank you for your wonderful opening. You know, let's take a deep breath. Let's arrive right here in this moment. Let's allow ourselves to be here in this beautiful sacred energy. Feel the energy of the folks around you. And let's move into a space of profound gratitude. And we're going to talk about that today. And I want to talk today about our connectedness, but also enhancing our connectedness. Can you guys all hear me? Okay, I don't feel like I'm talking very loud. Erik, maybe you can turn it up. There we go. Much better. Okay, so we're going to talk about gratitude not on the surface level, but on that level that is beyond words. It's a soulful vibration. That is an altar of gratitude, and each of us can either build an altar or enhance the one we already have. And something magic happens when we lean into gratitude. Here's an example. I was going to hold off on this, but it's coming up now. Yesterday afternoon, I was sitting, getting all my notes together and finishing up all the stuff that's come up this week and the week before around this talk. And I got quiet for a minute, and the voice in my head said, go to the woods. Go to the woods. And one of my favorite places to go is Discovery Park in Seattle. It's in Magnolia. And as a child, I used to go there a lot. We lived there. So I drove over there, and I started processing before that came up. Where do I go? Where do you want me to go? And it didn't matter where, but I went where I was drawn. And there's this amazing thing that happens. I get out of my vehicle, I go to this trailhead, I step in, and it's as if I'm stepping over a threshold. It's as if the forest has its arms open and is saying, welcome home. And something changes immediately. What's going on behind me falls away. And I enter this magic, sacred, beautiful place where I can feel everything connected and where I lose my sense of separation. And I feel bathed in the energy of the forest. So not only am I experiencing the interconnectedness of everything in that place, I become so deeply grateful that I can't explain the depth of the gratitude. It's my soul expressing it. And there will be times where I have tears running down my face because I feel so incredibly blessed and nurtured and held by the environment around me. That is one of the things that happens here at this center. This center is an ecosystem of that connection, of that love, of a recognition that our interconnectedness alone supports each of us to become who we came here to be. Not to change, not to fit into a mold, but to return home to who we are. This is a great place for that. So, nature is a great way to recognize that and to reconnect. And here's the thing I want to say. This is just coming in, that we don't need to necessarily go outside ourselves. It's going within, and when we go within, those connections are made. Because we're connecting with another's inner world, their spiritual sense. So this takes it way down from the superficial level, down to that level of energy that you talked about, the cell, beyond the cell. It's that space in between. And the space in between is where life expresses itself most beautifully. That's where there's room for those attractions to happen, for those connections, for the reminder of interconnectedness to play out and to build up in richness. So we live in a web of reciprocity, and gratitude has layers and dimensions. And we are supported by countless unseen gifts. Soulful gratitude leads to a sense of belonging to something much larger than ourselves. It leads to reverence. Reverence for life. Reverence for each other. Reverence for our own journey. And that leads to respect and connections of love. And when we do that, we care more. We're better at caring for our own soul, for the souls around us, for life, for the forest. Reverence has a frequency to it. And I think that reverence reverberates through the entire ecosystem of the universe. It's a recognition of itself, a recognition of spiritual energy and presence. And it is an awakening to our relationship with ourselves. It gives us the opportunity to live in wonder and curiosity. We get to return to that place of wonder and curiosity. Here's another aspect to my forest walk yesterday. So I take a few steps in, and the further I go in, it's almost as if I feel the heavy coat, the armor, the heaviness of conditions just melt away into the ground. And I can experience the energy of the roots speaking. And I was there a few weeks ago, and there were still leaves on the trees. So I went there yesterday, and they're gone. And there was such a difference. And at first I thought, well, it's really barren. But there's such a beauty to it. So that coat falls away. It's almost as if the forest takes it off of me and says, you are free now. And in that space, there is nothing to fear. There is nothing to fear. There's nobody that I have to be for anybody else. There's just being. And I went in there with an agenda in my head, because you know how our minds are so busy, right? What am I going to figure out on this walk today? I walked in there, and guess what came to me? Be still and know. Be still and know. And that is a biblical phrase, but yet that is so present with every part of life. It can be, you can use that term with everything. Be still and know. So the message I got was, quiet the mind. Feel the earth beneath your feet. Feel the embrace of the forest. Feel the sun moving through the trees with no leaves and hitting your skin. And something happens that I cannot describe. And I feel so connected that there's nothing in the way. And when I come back out of that forest, I'm a different person. That's why I love doing the sacred walks. Because it's an invitation for you to experience something like that. So I come out and I re-enter society, and I'm softer. I'm not as edgy. I'm not ready to be upset with somebody. I'm ready to see the divine in somebody. So that is both gratitude and profound connection. And really, it brings wonder, curiosity, and joy. And it opens the door to transformations and healing. It softens the hard edges that come with interpersonal relationships. It shifts from a consciousness of lack and limitation to enough and more than enough good. From discord to discovery. And it shows up in every area of our life. So I already told you I have my story right here in my notes. But we've already talked about it. I wonder if anything... So, be still and know was the phrase. And when I really listened to that, my mind became still. It was open. It was receptive. And when we're in that state, when we're in that space in between the conditions of life and in gratitude and recognizing our interconnectedness, something happens. That's where spirit speaks the loudest. That's where the resonance of spirit meets our soul, because our soul already knows that resonance. That's where we're breathing in the essence of life. That's where we're breathing in the connection. The language of the trees is the same language as our soul. What makes up those trees makes up who we are. Stardust, everything is in everything. So it's a doorway to freedom. It's a doorway to move forward. And this recognition of gratitude and connectedness anchors us when we arrive at the threshold of transitions, difficulty, loss, tragedy, as well as the thresholds of expression, of expansion, of recognizing something. And just before I forget, let's take a moment and send Abigail a whole bunch of love right now. What a gift. What an honor. And what a beautiful thing she's stepping in today. There we go. So it anchors us in the transitions of life. It awakens us to the spiritual truth that is ever present that we can often forget when we're living our everyday life. It opens our eyes to what's possible, and it allows us to step more deeply into community and experience it. One of the other things I've experienced in this community is, I don't know if all of you know, but I became a practitioner here. And it all started with the first day I walked in here. I've heard several of you share that you knew something the first day you walked in here. You felt something. You talked about it, Ken. You felt something. And as if you were able to take your coat off and be real and be here in whatever condition you walked in the door. That was my experience. I came in that first day and I had so much stuff I was carrying. And I walk in here and Reverend Frances was talking, and for some reason her words felt like they were for me. And there was no turning back. And the more I came here, the more I felt connected. The more I realized that this is a safe place to be. There's nobody here telling me or telling you that you need to be a certain way. There's nobody here saying, this is not proper, you need to be this way. That doesn't happen here. Have you noticed? Isn't it really awesome? So that was a threshold for me. Not only was I realizing connectedness that day, but I actually felt so connected to the people here that I sat down and had coffee on my first day, and I didn't want to leave. And Reverend Frances embraced me. And there was no turning back. And then I realized I wanted to be a practitioner. So I went through all of that. And how beautiful, because when I was finishing practitioner training, I was going through a divorce from a life that wasn't congruent with who I am. It was deeply painful. I was coming out all at the same time. I had 2 amazing daughters who I was trying to usher through this experience. And so all of that was going on. And you know what this community did? It gave me a place to be. It gave me a place to connect, to move through what I needed to move through on a higher frequency. And it allowed me to grow. It allowed me to grow. Imagine going through the tragedy, a tragedy that can come up in life, and not having this connection. How much harder would it be? There's a brilliance and a beauty here. So there's no doubt that this community changes lives. And what happens here in this ecosystem of brilliance, of connection, pours out these doors. And you see, we live in a reciprocal universe, so when we express gratitude, what do you think happens? The universe is ready to pour more good into our life. When we're closed off, we're blocking it. So gratitude is a way to recognize the connectedness of everything. It opens that door. And when we build an altar of gratitude in our life, whether it be a daily practice, whether it be reading, whether it be volunteering, any number of things can be an altar of gratitude, but it's really that recognition. We change ourselves. We awaken to that which we already are. And we're able to be gentle and loving to others. It really does take the edge off our interactions. It allows me to be in a situation where I could get really upset with somebody, but instead I look into their eyes and I see the divine. And then that thing doesn't matter anymore. It allows us to shift and to be agents of healing, of change, of transformation. So let's take a little journey here in a few minutes of gratitude and of recognizing our connection. And I want to share with you a little contrast before we do that. We have both a mind and a heart, right? Well, our mind has one track. Our heart has a track. And the beauty of this, of gratitude, is a recognition that the mind and the heart work together. And when they do, something happens. Because the heart holds the wisdom. The heart holds that divine nature. And when we let the mind and the heart work beautifully together, we're not as scared. We're not as afraid of life. There's a flow to it. We're not swimming against the current anymore. So this gratitude thing, yes, it can be in the mind. It can be the expected gratitude that happens in our society. Writing the notes when you receive a gift, things like that. But when we let the heart lead in that area, the mind falls into its brilliance, and its intelligence moves beautifully with the heart. That is the type of gratitude I'm encouraging you today to experience. There's no one way to get there. It's already there. It's a matter of becoming still and knowing. Be still and know. And I'm going to make a pledge to this center because it means that much to me. This center has changed my life. And when I went to another bright, shiny object, I came back here. Sometimes it's a Wizard of Oz story. We're on the yellow brick road, and then we see what's behind the curtain. And what's behind the curtain is revealed. And the wizard is really maybe somebody, I don't know, I don't want to judge. But I saw behind the curtain, and I recognized where I've experienced the most spiritual love of my life. It's here. It is here. This is an absolute gift. So I want to encourage you to take off your coat, to rest into this community, to be here, to show up. Because it changes you, and then we get to change the world just by the nature of who we are. That's how we do it. That's that soulful level of gratitude and recognition. So let's go on a little meditative journey here. I just invite you to get comfortable in your seat. Place your feet on the beautiful, historical, ancient forest boards that are beneath your feet of this beautiful old building that has so much history to it and was built with craftsmanship. And let's just take a moment and breathe. And I invite you to recognize with me that what we are breathing is the essence that makes up the entire cosmos. Let's be grateful for this breath. Let's feel our gratitude for this breath. This is more than just a thing we do. Our breathing is a thing of being. Notice the quiet, notice the spaciousness around you. That's the space between the breath. And so as we breathe and we go into that place inside of us that our soul knows so well, that is our direct connection to all that is, to spirit, that is the reverberating frequency of God itself. Let's open our eyes and see clearly. Let's look at the planet and see how everything is so beautifully connected. There's a system, there are structures, there's an order, there's a resonance. It's brilliant and beautiful. And now I invite you to experience your connection with the place where we live. You see, we're not separate. We can't be, even if we try. It's not possible, so why try? Why not slip into the space between and feel our connection? So let's just rest here in this space in between for a moment. And if a fear comes up, let it speak and then let it go. If resistance comes up, let it speak and then you can let it go. You see, in this place of recognition and gratitude, there is safety. There is no lack, there's no limitation. There's no discord. There's the brilliance of the entire universe unfolding itself for us. So see the earth and see yourself standing on the ground. See the bottom of your feet connected with the earth, with that sacred ground that we stand on. Feel the breathing of the planet itself. Feel your soul's gratitude. It has no words, but we know it. And what is your altar of gratitude going to be in your life? I know what mine is. It's the forest. It's standing on the ocean, feeling the wet sand under my feet. It's taking off my shoes and standing on the grass this afternoon. It's looking into the eyes of one of you and seeing the divine, no matter what. It's giving you permission to let go of fear and replace it with recognition. How do you want to express your profound, soulful gratitude? How do you want to move into a place of reverence for the connectedness of life, the honor of it? Because I can tell you that when we do that, something changes and there's no going back. There's no going back. Because when we do that, our soul takes a leap forward, and then multiple leaps after that. Imagine if gratitude were more freely expressed in the collective. This soulful gratitude. Imagine how that might change things. We get to be the anchor of that for the collective. So this week, as we take a deep breath together, I invite you to move into soulful gratitude as often as you can. And if you're not sure what that means, just try it and you will find out very quickly, because it's already within you. And practice being in gratitude for yourself, for the efforts you're making in your life, for the accomplishments. Notice what happens. Because none of us are separate from all that is. We are a part of. So let's take a deep breath together. Let's anchor this spiritual truth right where we are. Let's be still and know. Be still and know. And so it is. Thank you.
Okay, wow. We're now going to have our greeters come forward and give our offering. Every offering, if you want to, you can put your pledge in. That's great. If not, you can do it in the future. I do want to say, as before we hear the more exquisite music from Benny and Eugene, that your presence is power. You being here is power for us all to heal. So you showing up makes a big difference for our entire community. So thank you for being here. And gratefully, we acknowledge it with one another, because that creates an antidote to this division, is us connecting. So let's keep showing up together and remembering the strength of our interconnectedness always as a power for healing for our planet. So we'll take our offering in our hands and we'll say our prayer together. Through me. Divine love. Sorry. Through me. Let's start again. Ready? Divine love. Through me. Blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. With infinite gratitude, so it is. Thank you. So, Matthew, thank you for that profound and beautiful message to remember how we're interconnected. And thank you so much for our gorgeous music. And thank you all for the music in your souls that sings brilliantly here as we thrive in harmony. And thank you for the generosity we experience every single day. Thank you.
Do you feel that? That is God. What we are feeling right here, right now, is spirit that is present everywhere and every time in every space, flowing through everyone and everything, connecting us as one. And that is where healing takes place, in this connection. With gratitude. One of the beautiful things about nature is it shows up just as itself. No fear, no doubt, just as it is. It reminds me of a song that I'm not going to sing, but I'll say. Who I am is who I am. Forever I am a divine soul. And that is who each and every one of us is, a divine soul. And so today we have a chance to show up as a divine soul, as the divine soul that you are. To show up and be nature. To just show up and connect and heal. And I'm so grateful for this message, for the connection, for the energy, for what we are. So grateful. And I know that that gratitude is seeping out of this building, every one of us, that is healing not only ourselves, but the world that we live in. And for that, I am grateful. So I release this prayer, this spiritual mind treatment, this truth back into spirit that is already healing everyone. And so it is.
Feel the need to dance, please do. And even if you'd like to do the chair dance too. You are the heart, you are the hand, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world.
step over that threshold and be a blessing to the world.